All right, here we go. So just getting us back into this. This is a video by Brittany Simon, kind of just dropping the content bomb, content nuke, if you will, on streamer Destiny, Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bonnell III, talking about his relationship with Lauren Southern, a much talked about topic that didn't really have a lot of substance or a lot of proof behind it, right? And we don't have proof for that tonight. We don't have, like, you know, receipts or anything. But what we do have is Brittany saying that this is something that Destiny confided in her a long time ago and had told other people as well. And she had hoped that maybe, you know, Destiny would work this out by himself. And 2 years later, he still hasn't. So that's why she's dropping the content nuke. Revealing what she claims to be the, you know, or an affair, essentially, between Destiny and Lauren Southern. Now, Destiny was in an open relationship at the time. Why would this be an affair? That is because this relationship with Lauren Southern was not talked about with his wife at the time, Melina. And in fact, in Brittany's description of it, was something that he was trying to parlay into leaving Melina to be with Lauren Southern. Lauren Southern eventually met someone else and dumped Destiny, and then Destiny came crawling back to Melina. At least in the words of, at least according to Brittany Simon, she claims that Destiny and Melina confided this stuff to her in confidence. She would have kept it in confidence, but for the fact that this just still hadn't been acknowledged or dealt with in any way, and we'll get to her reasoning in just a second. But here we go.
When I say, like, I could see him rolling up here and like murking everybody, I really do think that.
Yeah.
And so stay away from crazy.
Nathan Drake says, wasn't Lauren Southern married then? Maybe. Actually, I don't know.
People who might eat their girlfriends.
Stu saying. So here's my question, just so I'm not projecting. Are you saying you would rather have Max and Lav in your life than Melina?
Whoa, Jesus, when you make it direct like that. But
here, let's rewind this. I just want to make sure that that's not too hard to understand. So essentially what's being claimed here is that Destiny would rather be able to do content and have in his life whoever he wants to or needs to, you know, whatever kind of personalities that he wants to do this kind of amped up content. Remember, Mr. Girl's the guy that, like, gave Cuties a very positive review. He's, you know, did a rap video where he's standing on a bus with a child's backpack wearing a shirt of a children's show. And the name of the song is I'm a PDF, right? That's the name of the song that he recorded. He's been in YouTube videos in a situation that very much looks like abuse of his significant other, and I don't even know, so many other things. And you know, Melina's expressed the fact that when Destiny has these kind of people, like, right, Lavaloon and Mr. Girl in his life, that it also kind of fucks up her life as well. And Destiny's response to that is basically like, well, you know, I wouldn't be with anybody who didn't tolerate this kind of, you know, this kind of bringing these kind of people into his life. So that's where we're at.
To do, but maybe these more unhinged types of people.
when you say reasonable compromise, you make it sound like there's like a set, like,
Yeah.
it can be totally reasonable for somebody to say, I want to eat shit every single morning.
No.
I want to have shit. Yeah, if somebody wants to.
I legitimately think Mr. Girl is like an unhinged person who, like,
For sure.
would go on a spree. Like,
Potentially.
okay, when you invite somebody like that in your life,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that would probably put a mental strain on a lot of people around you.
For
I think
sure.
For people to be like, yo, I would prefer if you weren't, like, bringing these people into all of our orbits. I think that's a reasonable thing. Like, this dude, like, serial killer vibes. Like, I'm not joking. When I say, like, I could see him rolling up here and, like, murking everybody, I really do think that.
Yeah.
And so, stay away from crazy people who might eat their girlfriends.
Stu saying. So here's my question, just so I'm not projecting.
Is Mr. Girl a cannibal? Who knows? You know, late great Hannibal Lecter.
Are you saying you would rather have Max and Lav in your life than Melina?
Whoa, Jesus, when you make it direct like that, but yes.
Yes, he's saying that.
But not like, wait, no, let me clarify that. Hold on, because you're talking about marriage. It's not Max and Lav. It's the ability to have like those types of like insane interactions.
Okay, so you would rather have Max and Lav alikes than Melina.
Or than any partner that wouldn't be okay with that type of craziness.
Let me ask you this. Would you say you'd want to be able to keep these people in your life, but not maybe so close to them, or not keep them as
like
friends?
you would turn it down to 80% and still want.
Yeah, so like actually have the interaction with them on stream, but not bring them so close into your life where they're involved with your family and stuff like that.
Maybe.
But after I realized he thought he was too smart for therapy, and it was clear that he was going to allow women to be thrown under the bus at every turn, I realized this man was never going to say it out loud. He was never going to say out loud that he had a long-term affair with Lauren Southern, that he lied to his wife, that he blamed her for the need to have the affair. Because when it came out and everybody saw they were getting a divorce, he never corrected the narrative. The narrative is that they were getting a divorce because she had cheated and left him for someone else, not taking into consideration everything that came before that, not taking into consideration the way that he lies and deceives, not taking into consideration that the time that I was in Miami, while he was busy on his phone arguing with Reddit comments, trying to stop a cancellation from happening, she was crying to me about ways to save her marriage.
So, I mean, I was a little confused about this part earlier, the cancellation. I think she's talking about the cancellation of Destiny by Mr. Girl and Lavloon, who are, you know, over-the-top personalities that he brought into his orbit, that he brought into his stream, and then at some point did not want to deal with anymore, and that their response... Actually, I don't know. Maybe chat can fill me in. The conflict between Destiny and Mr. Girl, how did that actually start? Like I said, this is the kind of content that grosses me the fuck out, and so I purposely avoided it. Doesn't really have anything to do with politics, which is, you know, the reason that I talked to Destiny in the first place, and so I never really paid much attention. But yeah, at this point where Brittany's talking about Mr. Girl and Lavloon are ostensibly trying to cancel Destiny by bringing up the relationship with Anavoir and describing how that is not what that relationship is not what Steven has portrayed as being. Anavoir is an obsessive stalker, but rather that Steven has, has cultivated and continued the relationship, at least over text.
She spent that whole time in Miami asking me, can I save this? Can I help him? You don't know his good side. You don't know his vulnerable side. He's a good person. How do I help him? Only to find out that this good person that you were advocating for, that you were deceived by, went and threw you under the bus the moment he could. And every time I asked him to get off his phone so he could have a conversation with us, he'd say, I would, but my wife gets jealous if I get more attention than her. I would, but my wife is emotional and unstable. I would, but my wife. At no moment did he take any accountability for the way that he was acting as a bad friend, the way he was socially interacting inappropriately, the way he was manipulating these women. Instead, it was always his ex-wife, his ex-wife, his ex-wife, his ex-wife. And listen, that should have been my cue to leave. I should have gone back on a plane and gone home. But I didn't. And I can tell you that that is a mistake in a lot of ways. But it's what I did. Because I, like many of you, we want to do emotional labor for those who won't do it. And so moving into 2025, let's stop that generational cycle. Let's end that generational curse of doing emotional labor for people who aren't going to do it themselves. I've waited 2 years for Destiny to figure it out, to go to therapy, and to realize he is the problem. And he hasn't done it. And I am sick of seeing women bear the brunt of this man's abuse. And even though Kelly Jean, who is infamous in the community for mocking me, saying that my illness isn't real, and has been cruel to so many people, even Kelly Jean doesn't deserve this abuse. Because 2 wrongs don't make a right. Except that Destiny believes it does. And I just want to make sure that we understand that about his character.
So as heavily requested, let's talk about this Destiny, Piers Morgan, Donald Trump situation. And Destiny, if you don't know, is a controversial political commentator and streamer. And he's been getting a lot of heat for his comments following the Trump assassination attempt. With a lot of the stuff he has said in the aftermath, both on stream and on Twitter, pissing off a lot of people. With this, including comments that he made about the firefighter who was killed during the shooting at the Trump rally.
Fuck the dude, the firefighter guy, Trump, the people that support him. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter.
He's made points similar to that a handful of times, also tweeting about the situation seemingly nonstop.
Wait, so Kenzie's telling me that it started when Mr. Girl's YouTube channel got banned. I was under the impression it was Nick Fuentes fans that got it banned, not anything to do with Destiny.
Since Saturday, with some of the posts gaining the most traction, saying things like, a person in a crowd cheering for and supporting a traitor to this country caught astray. I'm so sad, please. I'm sure Corey and Babbitt are...
That's around the time that they're, that the Destiny and Mr. Girl relationship started to sour.
Having fun with each other in hell right now, as well as Donald Trump incited an insurrection and then was granted full criminal immunity for possibly all of his involvement. I have zero sympathy for anything that happens to him or anyone who supports him.
Please note that none of the anger directed at Trump has anything to do with the women he's assaulted. Moving forward, while I was there in Miami, once again, as he was throwing his wife under the bus, throwing everybody under the bus. You don't understand, Brittany. You don't understand. I was losing my mind. So he was allowed to use his mental health as an excuse for his bad behavior. But anytime women in his community are triggered, have moments of vulnerability, they're weak. They're girls. They're cluster Bs.
Look, if you want to keep your life private, that's good. But you can't go around pretending you've like done right by the people in your life when...
My life is so much more public than anybody on the internet. I think there's like 2 things about my life that people don't know about over the past 15 years.
I'm not saying Steven is a bad person. Like I said, I think a majority of the world is good. Okay? But I don't see Steven actually owning the fact that he's bad at relationships when he's giving relationship advice. He gives relationship advice, but he's not great at relationships.
Dude, I can't.
You really think it's a troll?
You're the evil devil, okay? Don't be here. You're gonna make me stop. You're the bad one, okay? That's gonna make me think bad thoughts. Okay, I'm staying.
No, I'm absolutely the angel on the shoulder. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't think she's trolling, but I don't know. She has such a wild impression of me that is so far from reality. Even the examples that she gave were so wrong. She literally gave the example. Sneako's open about his cheating. Like, first of all, cheating to these guys is Giga Chad. They think that's cool. Like, he literally talks about how he... I can't even say anything because I don't even know how much he's public with. I can't even say what I want to fucking say. Like, I am so open with everything.
Okay,
I've said I've cheated on Aaron like 20 times. I've always said this. I don't lie any of this about my life. I can't lie anything about my life. My whole life is public.
Okay.
How the can she possibly say this kid is more open than me? He says he's Islamic. He doesn't even know he's never opened a...
Breathe. Okay. I see it. Obviously. Brittany could have a bias with you because she knows about cheating, but then that wouldn't explain why she doesn't have a bias towards Sneako. Correct? That's what's frustrating right now, right?
I don't know how she can say he's open-minded.
The first is, do you like... I know you talk to a lot of people, and you seem actually quite open-minded to me. Is that...
He is open-minded. That is who Sneako is. I want to know if Dr. K thinks Steven's open-minded.
How is he the open-minded one? I don't understand. There's no way. I don't know if she's still like... Is she upset from the conversation and it's just like carried over into everything now?
So remember, this man who argues that women and cluster Bs weaponize their mental illness to get away with bad behavior, he is the one who is doing this action. Moving forward in the conversations that occurred, there was a group event and he admitted to something that I never thought he would admit to. Something that directly impacts his political, I think, desires to be accepted by the DNC and by maybe normalized political groups. The way he goes after other streamers for being too extreme. Remember, this man isn't a liberal because his values are liberal. He's a liberal because he wants to win and he thinks it makes sense to be on that side to win for whatever reason. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask him. But this same man that says he works so hard, the same man that is upset that the DNC and other people won't embrace him the way they embrace others, the same man that complains that for some reason people don't want to be around him, forgets to look at his own actions as maybe the reasons why. And so there at the restaurant in front of other people, for whatever reason, he felt comfortable telling us that he was committing voter fraud. I was shocked. To be honest with you, I didn't think he would ever say that out loud. I think it's a pretty big deal, given his reputation online as somebody who wants to be in politics. And again, I'm not making the accusation. I am telling you what he told us. I'm telling you what came out of his mouth. He's a registered voter in Nebraska. He votes in Nebraska, even though he's in Miami and should have registered to vote there. But he thinks it's better for the Democrats that he votes in Nebraska, as Nebraska is conservative. Again, willing to win at any cost, even if it means cheating. This is Destiny. This is his character. And I think it speaks volumes. I should have left right there, then got on a plane and left. But given the circumstance and considering he wasn't the only one I went to Miami to see, I stayed. I collabed and then I left. My idea of Destiny changed in my head forever. Because the more I learned about him, the more I realized This is just not a good person. But in a philosophical sense, which is what my channel is based around, all of us are struggling. And if Destiny could face himself and get the therapy he needed, he might just be one of the greatest people. But for now, he's not. He is the Sneakos. He is the Andrew Tates. He's exactly the problem with masculinity and men in these bubbles who claim they care about women, but every move they make is at the expense of those women. Every move Destiny makes is at the expense of anyone who gets in his way. Now, I understand the people in his life see the real good in him, and I think you see it too. There's a charisma about Destiny, same with Trump and Andrew Tate and all these.
Chat, this is a picture of all the orbiters. There's one other picture I can't find. I think it was drawn by Max's partner, where all the orbiters are depicted as sled dogs. All the orbiters are like hitched to a sled and forced to pull Destiny's sled. There's Chud Logic, the lower right. Riley Grace Rochong in the upper right. I don't know who the bear is. Dylan Burns is in here somewhere. There's Critically Thinking Veteran. Is that Dylan with the square head? I can't tell. I don't recognize a lot of these people. And obviously the picture's pretty low resolution, so sort of limited in what you can see here. Is that irrelevant? Oh, aristocracy. There's aristocracy. Anyway.
These people, there's something about them that feels so authentic, but it is a show. I don't think this video will change a lot of hearts, but I do think the right people will hear it. You might feel comforted because the way the internet has gaslit us into thinking that Destiny is just a victim and that everyone just hates him for no reason without considering the fact that he has ruined, impacted, and honestly hurt so many people and their lives. It can't be ignored anymore, especially moving into 2025. We need to stop doing emotional labor for people who won't do it themselves.
Do you really think they'll move on? They've been stalking you for years at this point? No, because, well, for Destiny, he won't move on because he'll never give up. Like, his anger and resentment will carry on for the rest of his life. Like, he'll only stop, I suspect, if I stopped streaming. But for people in his community, they'll probably get bored. They'll consider it to be stale, and they'll move on to the other thing. But he makes a lot of money off of this. So the more I grow, the more my haters grow, and the more my haters grow, the more he can make money off of them. So I don't think he's going to, I don't think he's going to stop. But it's all good. That's neither here nor there. I'm a happy man. I rest easy at night knowing that I'm doing right by others. You know what I mean? You just gotta do what you believe in, you know?
I know in the past I've collabed with lots of not great people, and I have privated those videos because as much as I wanted to meet these people where they weren't willing to do the work, whether they were Sneeko, Lauren Southern, or Destiny. So when the Democrats say,
okay, MCH, you were in fact not shadow banned. I'll try to, you've written me kind of a book here, but you seem to know about this era of Destiny's orbitership, I guess. So if you haven't shadow banned me, which I haven't because I'm reading your chat, I can let you know what started the breakup. Mr. Girl originally fell out with Destiny over him being so friendly with Nick Fuentes. Interesting. And refusing to outright label him a Nazi. Yeah, he definitely did resist that. Then he got banned from Destiny's subreddit for arguing against Fuentes and getting a lot of support. He argued that he should have been allowed to defend his viewpoint, but Destiny wouldn't cancel the ban. Then Groypers got Mr. Girl's channels canceled by mass reporting, and Destiny did break with Fuentes over that? Really? That was what it took? That's why Destiny... I mean, Destiny's story of this... there's a clip, right, of him talking about how he brought Fuentes back from obscurity and that Fuentes owes him a lot, owes him his career. He thinks he's being mistreated by Fuentes. But Mr. Girl accused D of sicking his fans on orbiters who were out of fashion, setting orbiters up against each other in a sadistic way for his own amusement. Then, when him and Lav discovered the Anna stuff, he confronted Destiny on stream, and that meant war. He wrote a report mainly about Destiny abusing orbiters, particularly female ones, in a way he'd argued with him about earlier. Destiny has fallen so far from when I first started seeing him around around YouTube. I don't agree with him, but at least he debated in good faith. He's lost that, and now he's just another ideologue, just another victim of these oh wait, sorry. That is somebody else with the same icon. I didn't mean to attribute that to MCH. So that's MCH. His chat ends with about Destiny orbiters, particularly female ones. In a way, he'd argued with him much earlier. Damn, there's a lot of orange icons in chat tonight. I'm getting you all mixed up. MCH says his chief enforcer forethought. Now that's the subreddit mod as the wild dog tearing him and Lav apart in the background. Is that what that was? Damn, that was a pretty that drawing went hard. I wouldn't you wouldn't like me saying it, but you're a fan of Mr. Girl. I also watch a lot of Destiny. Well, yeah, I guess he has fans. I don't understand. I can't say I understand, but
do we need an Andrew Tate on our side? No, we do not. We do not need a Trump. We do not need any of these men who are willing to win.
But how ironic would it be if you know, somebody like Mr. Girl, who's just essentially ruined his own reputation, was the one with the real receipts on Destiny? How ironic would that be?
At any cost. We need good people with good values who want to move the country forward. One of the things that stands out to me about Destiny is he believes he's not abusive as long as he doesn't hit women. That's why when Steven Crowder's videos came out of him abusing his wife.
If you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries. Hillary, how do you respect women? Yes, how do you, man? I'm a man. Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either. Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you, and the fact is when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it, you go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous.
So for anybody who missed this clip, Steven Crowder is sitting down there kind of berating Hillary Crowder. This is before their breakup. This is a Ring camera that she released, or she or her family. It was released through somebody's Substack. He's asking her to give the dog its medication. You see the dog right back there. The dog's on medication. It's medication that says that this medication should not be handled by pregnant people. And so he's like, why can't you just put on the gloves? Why can't you just put on the gloves, give the dog its medicine? This is what a wife is supposed to do. So,
You're right then, Bess. Become someone that's you need, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage you.
I hate judging. I hate evaluating like fights from or I hate evaluating relationships from single fights. Honest to God, I just don't have enough information to make any statement about this. It could be the case, for instance, that I mean, obviously you should never fuck you up to a partner. Like for this particular clip, it could be the case that it could be that he's like trying to keep her from going anywhere. He's trying to lock her in the house, etc. Like that. He
was smoking a cigar at the time. I forgot about that.
All be things for sure. It could also be the case that she's like an ultra super lazy that does nothing around the house ever, and he's getting tired of it. I mean, like we can sit here and jerk off about how evil and horrible somebody is, but like I hate trying to evaluate like relationship status from a fight. He's acting like a child. You don't know that. You have no idea though. You don't know. Like, what if it is theoretically? It could be the case, It could be the case that he just got home and is chilling after recording like a second or third episode from the day and found out that like everything in the house is in disarray or f***ed. And maybe they've got a maid and she's got like 2 responsibilities and she hasn't even done that. It could be the case, right? It could also be the case.
I don't get this. I don't get this. And I honestly didn't see anyone have this bad of a take on the Steven Crowder thing. I mean, if you want to say that that there's stuff that we don't know, if you want to say that, you know, this is there's 2 dogs. If you want to say that this is, I don't know. I really don't get like defending Steven Crowder in this situation, right? Even if this was, I don't know, but what are people to claim like taken out of context?
Case that he's just like
there was other, you know, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Walking around the house and he's lazy and does nothing. And he thinks that since she has a job, he can boss her around all day to do whatever he wants. That could be the case too.
Like, what context makes "I'm gonna fuck you up" acceptable?
We just don't know. We don't have any. We have no context. The reality is that I'll tell you this. This is just like a life fact. This is just, I don't know how else to tell you other than you'll learn when you get older. You cannot judge a relationship based on a 3 or 4 minute fight. If you think you can, it's because you're retarded. Full stop. That's it. You just can't. You can't. You have no idea. There are so many types of fights where once you get more information, you're like, oh shit, okay, I understand this, or wow, that's fucking crazy. You're like, oh, okay, this makes sense why this person did that. Like you can never ever on like a 2, 3, 4 minute thing just evaluate on shit like this. Like you can't do it. So as long as we don't see someone beating his wife, we can't make any judgments. Yep, that's what I said. See you later. Forever. Never ever.
And
ever unban.
Wow, he wrote a note on that one.
Steven wasn't sure what the issue was exactly. Lots of dysfunctional, abusive couples are this way. And Destiny normalizes that behavior constantly because he knows that that is him.
Maybe sometimes like a level below you. You know what I mean? I just want to be.
That's a pretty bold claim. That's a pretty serious claim. So, like, I mean, you've definitely shown us, like I guess a, you know, psychologically abusive aspect to Steven's personality. You've shown us him, you know, kind of using people like pawns, throwing them under the bus. I don't know what is Brittany just claiming that like his empathy being so decisively directed towards Steven Crowder and towards like, you know, not necessarily defending him, but pushing us to a place where we can't judge. We don't really know. That's emblematic of the way that he's treating, you know, his partners.
Be treated as an equal.
I think you get treated like an equal and you start contributing like an equal.
And even if she has a viable complaint about him not pulling his weight, not doing chores.
Wait, is this a Destiny orbiter? Is Psychology in Seattle a Destiny orbiter? I feel like they're a former NCC chatter, but they really thought I was super mean to Dylan Burns. If it's who I think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a different person.
Right? That she has to tell him to take the garbage out or has to tell him to, you know, clean the dishes or something. That's okay. You can have that. She can have that complaint from here to Sunday. Is that an idiom? But that does not justify what she just said. Under no circumstances is it okay to treat a spouse like they are below you. Under no circumstances. So, and then, you know, at the reunion, she's still saying, I'm blunt, I need to watch the tone of voice, but everything I'm saying is accurate and okay, but I just need to be kinder when I'm delivering it. No.
He is similar to the Crowders, similar to the Sneekos, and similar to the Tates. No matter how much he tries to tell you, he debates these people because he isn't like them. Regardless of what he tells himself, listen to what he's telling you. He is telling you every day in those streams exactly who he is. Believe him. The one last piece that he told me.
Wait, okay, so like the title of this video, right, in case you can't see it here, let's finally talk about Destiny. Misogynist, cheater, R-word apologist. All right, so we've seen the misogyny. We've seen the claims of cheating. Where is this part? I mean, we still got 5 minutes left in the video. Maybe that's... Did we see him doing this?
That I think really is what garners a lot of empathy is that he is traumatized and that he has suffered in his life. And that if you know anything about his childhood that's public, you know that this boy was traumatized.
If you're making this much money, I don't want to live like right here, right? I like to live like this. My parents lived right at the edge of their income for their whole fucking lives. But I would go and visit my grandma every weekend. My grandma, I didn't know at the time what's like normal or not, but my grandma is like really weird, where she would like buy dogs and then kill them. Throughout the course of like the 8 years that I spent a lot of time with her, she must have had like 20 dogs. I would guess like anywhere from 15 to 20 dogs. But what she would do is she would buy a dog and then she would keep it for like 3 or 4 months, and then like it would do something wrong, like it would pee in the house, or it would chew up some furniture, but like she never trained him or anything, and she would get mad, and then she would like make up a story about how the dog was sick, or she didn't want to give the dog up because she was worried.
Wait, let me read some shorts chat here. Supposedly it was the Kelly Jean stuff. Oh, as far as okay, yeah. Did Brittany talk about that? Did we just miss that? I can actually show you some content talking with Kelly Jean and some other orbiters talking about the Kelly Jean thing, but yeah, wait, no, she did show us that, right? That was the forethought. That was the those were the screenshots of forethought, right? Okay, so we did see that.
Worried that somebody would abuse it, and then she would take it to the vet and they would end up putting it down.
We'll watch that video some more too.
A really weird thing that happened to me. One of the weirdest.
Some really strange stuff happening in the Destiny orbit these days.
When I was living with my grandma, when I was 17, so we had a little, I don't even remember what kind of dog. So this dog got in trouble a ton. This little dog pissed an unbelievable amount in my grandma's room. Her whole floor next to her bed was coated in dog piss. One of the days that I got up to leave, it was like 4:30, 4:45, I heard the dog pissing in my grandma's room, and I'd never seen it before. And this dog was taking this massive piss. And I remember that I opened my door, and my grandma had her hands on the bed, and she was just kind of like barely like leaning over, and she was just pissing all over the floor. And she kind of looked at me, and I kind of looked at her, and I didn't say anything. And she kind of like grumbled a little bit, and then she like crawled back into bed, and I left, and I was like, holy. So I guess like all of that in the bedroom was just hers.
And my heart goes out.
Wow. I also noticed, do you see the album that he's got in the background? The album art? It's Come Feel the Illinois by Sufjan Stevens. Wait, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's like never mind, it's not album art, it's just a playlist.
Didn't say anything, and she kind of like grumbled a little bit, and then she like crawled back.
So wait, you could just listen to Sufjan Stevens on Twitch back then? There was no copyright?
Back into bed. And I left, and I was like, holy.
Yeah, way TMI, right?
So I guess like all of that in the bedroom was just hers.
And my heart goes out to child.
Prolific pisser, yeah.
But you're no longer a child. You're in your mid-30s and you want to be considered respectable. Here's your opportunity to be. Will you take it? I don't know. I wish nothing but the best for him.
Mic drop.
In terms of his mental health, I hope he sees the right kind of therapist to help him. I hope he stops dating and interacting and abusing people in the way that he does. I hope that he protects his community moving forward. And I hope the people in his life are able to hold him accountable in ways that I don't think they have, since he hasn't come out and admitted any of the fault that he's made. Remember that when his divorce was happening, he let the narrative be spun, that it came out of nowhere, that she cheated and left him. Even Ray William Johnson covered this story, claiming that that's all that occurred, without ever taking into consideration anything that came before that. In some ways, if you look at the story in a different way, it was a woman in an abusive relationship who finally was able to be free. And that's also true. Regardless of how messy any of these people are, they are people. And I believe in redemption. And I hope they all go on a path to seek that peace and redemption within their own values. I plan to move forward in 2025, making better and healthier connections. I'm going to be more diligent about who I collab with. I'm trying really hard to do my research before talking to people. I'm okay with political differences, but I'm not okay with a apologist, and I'm not okay doing whatever it takes to win in any political bubble. Last but not least, thank you to my audience who has been here, who has been supportive. And honestly, thank you to the people that sent me messages, both during the bridge burning and even recently, letting me know that you too have been impacted by these communities and by this content creator named Destiny. I understand it's not easy. It's scary coming forward. As many of you guys know, this isn't exactly the most peaceful content creator, and he often brags about they go low, he'll go lower. But I think it's time to say something. And I think it's time to make sure that people know what I intend for my audience and my content moving forward. Because I have been somebody who's been outspoken about standing up for what's right. And I have been somebody who has said, do not do emotional labor for these men. Do not do emotional labor for these people that are willing to take advantage of you. And so I just want to make it clear that I am no longer doing that. And moving forward in 2025, I really hope you don't either.
be advised that this...
No! We watched this last night, didn't we? Oh no, this is the new one. Chat, do you want to watch this or do you want to watch the... We've got more on the whole Kelly Jean thing. If I can find it. They say, like, I think this term in the... Oh no, this was on J-Stalk's stream. Oh god, we're really diving into the Destiny sphere, aren't we? I don't know about this. What? Oh no, look at all these videos. Including mine. Mine's just as trashy. Mine's just as trashy as all the others, chat. I'm not above Queemon at this point. That's so gross. What was this called? Destiny... Forethought? Dan? Sure, let's try that. Ew, it's Mr. Girl. Queemon's cover. I'm covering a Queemon subject. That's so dirty.
And the reason why they had to make arguments.
Stop. Oh, there is that Kimmy Marie. Okay, that's not Kelly. Jean. Fuck, I'm gonna have to look for the other one.
You may just be retarded, but you're like,
other option. Oh, I'm glad we came in the right place. Yeah, this is J-Stalk stream. Ah. Wait, Queemon's in there? Dan's in there? Kelly's in there? This other person whose name I never remember is in there? What is this?
Implication, very loud and clear, is that Forethought is intentionally not doing anything. Yeah, absolutely. And if this was a court of law and we were going for a criminal conviction, you'd beat the charge, dude. That's why I don't take this conversation seriously. You guys are fucking retarded, okay? This is why am I here? What are we doing? What else do you want to go over? You are incapable of presenting anything honestly, which makes me think you're either intentionally lying or you're so mind fucked. I don't know if Forethought's BBC has.
I swear to God, there's like a more there's like a more censored version of this, isn't there? Like there's a less like there it is.
That is incorrect.
That means that you've dehumanized me to the point where I am like what?
God, yes,
Nothing,
I've said that.
You do realize that has a knock-on effect to everyone else that reads this shit, right? You can't just like see this in a vacuum and be like, I hate Kelly, therefore saying anything to Kelly is fine, because it does have effects
all
elsewhere.
the young men in the chat who are might be getting into their first fucking like relations with women and shit.
Yeah, sorry for the Elia Roger of the future that I'm inspiring.
It's not just that, but the whole idea is that if there's no wrong way to treat Kelly Jean or whatever, if that's her mentality when it comes to her, who's to say that doesn't expand to other people if you're mad at
You'd have to work really hard to get in the Kelly Jean camp.
Can we just why is it
would they censor BBC? No, like I mean
okay to do whatever you want
to Kelly Jean.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to ask Destiny that.
I mean, it's Kelly Jean.
That's not that.
Yeah, but if you have that mentality, Destiny, then yeah, he's gonna copy it, isn't he? Have I said anything similar in derangedness as Forethought said to me? Destiny.
You said far worse, of course. Forethought said
Wait,
it in a lot.
far
You say far worse
worse?
to other women that you fight with in the community. Yeah, not even close, of course.
Far worse? All right, give me a quote or an example of me being far worse than Forethought.
Sure. When Anna was making comments and you out of nowhere said she looked like some whore that I dug up out of a dumpster, that's
No,
far
I never
worse
said
than
whore.
Forethought making a comment to you in a private
never
DM.
said
It's
whore.
way worse. Yeah, of course. Not even close.
Firstly, I never said whore. I did make the unwashed dumpster comment.
Oh, my bad.
But
Unwashed
how is
dumpster,
that?
my bad.
Like, let me know. How is saying someone looks like they've been dragged out of a dumpster similar to saying that they like being raped and like going into like that stuff? How is that worse?
Didn't you say you were gonna eat like Cherry's aborted fetus or something?
What is going on here? I was like, let me find like the less objectionable version of this interaction. And I immediately land us in here. Like, I swear to God, do these people, do they write soap operas and perform them? And what's going on here, chat? Does Destiny have a hype house? Look, I'm going to need to stop for just a second. I know you're enjoying watching this content, or maybe it's morbid curiosity that you got to know what the fuck happens here, but I got to understand where we are. I'm covering up Pixie, but that's Pixie right there in that little cell. And then over on the right is Loner Box. And they are not in their own studio recording themselves on webcam. They're actually in Destiny's podcast room. And like, I get the feeling that they live there. Am I wrong? Could somebody help me out here? Because I don't want to go off, half-cocked, make assumptions about, how Destiny's living these days, and then get roasted on the subreddit. Hi, subreddit. I don't want that to happen, right? So we got to make sure that we get some grounded in our axioms, right? I don't want to get debate broed. I got to ground my axioms first. What is this thing? Like, does Destiny have people fucking living with him now? Is that a thing? Does anybody know? Destiny has always been pretty nasty to Kelly Jean, but a lot of current attacks against her come from what they're talking about now, and Kelly being absolutely vile to Cherry. Okay, so there is some some like prequel to this, I guess. These people, like, I have some experience with some of these people, okay? And I don't want to get into it, and I don't want to reignite anything, but Cherry is a fucking piece of work. Cherry is the worst friend you could imagine, I guess. Not that we were friends or anything, but I mean, no, none of these are good people. I'm sorry. Straight up. I don't know how else to say it. Other than Pixie, I don't know. I don't know anything bad about Pixie. It's a sleepover, but they're all like there. Not all of them. Okay, like I'm trying to remember. Dan is not there. Destiny is there. But there's just like all these people popping out, at any moment that you could see. Oh, look, it's Not So Erudite. Oh, look, it's Pixie. Oh, look. Do they live in Destiny's hype house? Is this a hype house? Is he doing a hype house? Is this the DGG hype house? I just, like I said, I don't want to get clipped saying something that's, not true. Destiny Trap House seems wild. Vivance is just everywhere. Yeah. But no, not honest people, not good people. It's not who we're dealing with here. Weasels. They're weasels. That's right, Polo. I can't make your chat pop up on the thing, but they are definitely weasels. There's a lot of weasels. All those weasels. It's the DGG Diddy party. Yo. That I will get clipped saying. I snort my axioms. J-Stalk was banned off YouTube because he's like Destiny's. Wait, what? Wait, how did he get banned though? What did he do that is bannable? Destiny's a grown-out baby boy. And he talks like a traumatized and bullied, but by their father, 14-year-old boy, like saying someone wished they'd got RD'd. Yeah, gotten R'd. No place to lecture other people about heinous statements. Probably he's a revolving door of. Well, wait. Now some of these people I know, like, right? I don't like. And you know, from what I know, like, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. Like, Cherry is, you know, would have been a panelist on Prime Kai, right? There's places where Destiny would have, you know, run into most of these people, debate related. They have inherited incel tendencies and behavior. That's what it seems like to me. It's like a trauma dump 24/7 mode. That does seem like the audience they're kind of going for, right? Like there is a strong element of that, and it's so weird too. Like you're gonna see, yeah, I think our relevance there, and like, you know, another piece of work. All right, let's not get into it. I have a history with our relevant. He kind of accused me of endorsing blackface. I think that was that's not one of his better moments, trying to debate bro me into some bullshit like that. But yeah, no, he's a piece of shit. And he's there, and my understanding of the content that he's doing right now is that he pretends to be an incel. It's clearly not. But he pretends to be one, and he talks about incel shit. Am I wrong about that? We're talking about a Twitch streamer, Polo. If you don't know, that's fine. I might as well be a Star Wars fan, talking about Glup Shido, if you get the reference, right? This is like the Glup Shidos of the Destiny orbit. But unfortunately, I had way too many dealings with the Glup Shidos, including Chut Logic himself. Former Destiny orbiter would have been nothing without Destiny. Chud owes his career to Destiny just as much as Nick Fuentes does. And that's not the only thing that Chud and Nick have in common, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. I didn't even bring that up.
Right, okay, those comments were deranged, but Cherry also provoked that by saying a bunch of shit about me first.
Okay, when you provoked it by...
Okay, so there was a discussion of eating an abortion, and from Kelly Jean to Cherry, but then Kelly Jean's telling us there was other things that were said that provoked the discussion of the edible medical waste. No.
No. In this, all of the DMs that we wrote, like literally just read, I was being polite and not provoking him. So that's just false for a start.
Wait, so let me get something straight. Is this
that's irrelevant, I think.
So there's two questions I have here. One, is like proxy doing this like something that we're okay with? So because Kelly made really shitty statements about other people, it opens everybody up to be able to make really shitty statements about Kelly? Do we
in my opinion,
that? Yes? Destiny? Yes?
I mean, like, I'd prefer if they were private, but I guess.
Well, no, because there's, I know of like,
even if
really,
they're private, sure.
Hold on, I know some really shitty statements that other people have made.
Is this community still trying to like get more women to watch, or not really?
What are you talking about? That ship has sailed. That ship has sailed.
I mean, look, when I look at my analytics, they're a lot more male slanted than I would expect.
I mean, it's up to Steve.
But I kind of think that maybe YouTube just doesn't know shit about people. I don't know. I don't know how reliable that data is.
I think. What do you think?
I also
it is still a secondary goal, but if I wanted to get more women, it would start with like the banning of people like.
Yeah, bro fucked a Nazi. Am I understanding this? Look, these are the allegations. All right, I'm not saying anything in a legal sense at all. All right, I'm conveying allegations that come from Brittany Simon, and then this is the I guess, background of that situation. Brittany accused Destiny of, let's see, misogyny. Oh my god. What all was it? Misogyny, abuse, and R-word apologia. This is the R-word apologia, right? This is a Destiny Reddit mod saying some out-of-pocket shit about this Destiny Orbiter, Kelly Jean. And so, and Destiny is apparently sticking with the mod.
Jane, femcells are the most anti-women type people that you can have in communities.
Okay,
All right,
you know
That's a
what?
little
I'm
base.
just saying,
That's
can
a little
I?
base. You
All
can-
right,
you
can
gotta-
I defend myself from this because it's a bunch of bullshit. Firstly, Destiny, I had a conversation with Honor, right, and we had an argument. She got in lots of shots to me.
Oh yeah, and cheating. Yeah.
She called me a whore. We had a singing match, and then you defined, okay, we're done now. It seems
Hold on.
equal.
Wait.
Did that not happen?
Who started it?
I have
See how
absolutely
she's
no
avoiding
problem
this?
with Honor.
This is the abuser. I've said this before on stream. Kelly is the most abusive dialogue trees of any person I've ever interacted with online.
No treatment that's wrong.
Okay,
I'm not saying there's
right.
something that's wrong. I'm just saying that she is
Okay,
like...
hang on. Hang on. Like, I'm not able to like defend myself here at all. Right. Firstly, yeah, I was harsher to Honor. I don't deny
No,
that,
I
but
didn't
that
say
doesn't make these
Hold on,
things
I never asked you to
comparable.
touch her. Simple question. Who started it?
Yeah, I did then, I guess.
There we go.
Right, she made a comment about
hold on,
me,
wait.
and I
You
responded
guessed or
to
you know?
that.
Wait,
But like,
you
what
guessed or
she
you
said
know?
wasn't as bad.
Are you guessing?
Wait, is it? None of this matters. Is this the new MO? If you've said shitty shit that like people can go off on you on the Reddit, because I know there's a lot of orbiters that I'd love to go absolutely unhinged on.
No, I
think
nuked
that it's only
all the
counts
posts
for
on
me.
the Reddit.
But also,
No,
I
wait,
just
but why?
again, I want to state I have no issue with Honor. I thought she
That's
was
not-
pretty
no
cool
one's talking
after
about
like
that.
she
No one
hung out in the
cares.
Discord.
That
I don't
doesn't
have an
matter.
issue with her.
No one
Wait, are they talking about Au revoir?
cares. That's not a relevant factor, whether you have an issue with somebody or not.
Okay, so can
I mean,
we
I
go?
think it's relevant. I don't think it's
Kelly.
irrelevant.
Of course you
right?
don't,
You're
because
like
you're trying to
you're
Oh, but is it R relevant? Oh no, chat. Oh no. I'm gonna have to scroll down for this one.
behaving like
talk after the situation that happened, which was the fact that you started an unhinged fight with somebody for no reason. That was the issue.
But your implication is anything I've said is as bad as what Forethought said, which is not true. Like he's saying like he's talking about rape and shit. All I said was Anna looked like she's out of a dumpster. Is that really comparable?
No, yours is worse because Forethought's messages are I'm explaining. Forethought's messages are to you in a DM that you've now publicized. Your messages were about Anna in the like public facing community. Those are two.
A lot of these are from DGG chat. They're not like a lot of these are public.
Those are
the
public.
DGG ones are public, aren't they?
Yeah, the really fucked up ones are
Actually, they
Forethought saying
mentioned
that
rape at a
publicly.
much higher concentration, to be fair.
also,
let's see you guys read it. I have to see which ones are public.
Yeah,
I gotta ask chat, is this shit real? This seems, I don't know why, it just does not seem, it just does not seem like it could be real.
So these are published.
The ones-
That her greatest
the ones at the
aspiration was being an
bottom.
esports rape victim. No wonder you wish you got raped. You got nothing going on.
Oh, this is awful.
Talking about my vagina being
vagina.
broken multiple times.
I would need to see her things to him first to see what the back and forth conversation is. I don't know why I only have one side of these logs.
Because I just picked a few of the worst ones. So obviously the logs go on for a while because it's quite long.
As much as I'd love to
Why are
do.
these logs only what Forethought is saying?
Because that's like what Dan asked me to put some shit together, so I did that.
Wait, hold on.
If you want
I
to see
said
like
give
the
me
whole
the
log.
logs. I didn't say
It's Dan's fault.
I linked you. I linked you the logs.
Yeah, and that's
Okay,
the
so how do
link
you
right
find
there.
how do you find the full? How do you find
Let's
the
get the full
exchange?
logs.
Go to Russell search.
I linked the full
I
logs.
don't know
to
what the
that.
fuck means. Just someone give me a link.
Type in Russell search.
Isn't that's only going to find them the DGG one?
Or you can do.
Are you referring
Yeah,
to
This is
the
DGG.
private Discord DMs?
Wait, you actually
no,
just
we're looking at
snapshotted only my logs? Dan, you're such a dastardly fuck.
I didn't.
What do you?
Ever in my whole life. Yeah, he does say that a lot, Demise.
First off, this has nothing to do with me. Okay, she posted these publicly. That's it. And also, it doesn't matter anything here because I don't even know what the fuck she could say to possibly have.
Yeah, Hot Ham Radio, I gotta agree with that. I'm sorry, I had to pause stream again, but there's too many Dans. There's too many Dans.
Do this. So before we go and make it seem like dastardly, let's pull up the logs. Let's do that. I think we should.
Yeah, I've got like the link for, you can see like me and just Forethought talking on that
Yep,
day,
let's look at that.
which
Because I know everyone
sent
right
to
now
you.
saying Game of Thrones, it's not going to be too good when we pull it up. And it's just Forethought being retarded. So let's see the fucking
That's
evidence.
the right date. So it's
you have that Biden
Forethought
post?
and my messages.
Okay, there we go.
And I did link this to Dan as well. Like, I'm not like trying to leave anything out.
Okay,
But if I was gonna, if I was gonna screenshot all of these logs, it would have taken quite a while. There would have been like, I don't know, 3-4 times the amount of shit in it.
All right, open up your Discord.
The queen, right? And is so many people who agree with me, and there are also so many people who agree that Dan is the queen. You can't do nothing wrong. Dan is the queen, right? You can't do nothing wrong. Dan is the queen. You can't do nothing wrong. Dan is the queen, right? And Ethan Klein show H3.
I can't find the I can't stand Dan part. That's the one I wanted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is Forethought's side, and is Kelly?
Should be both of them. Read from the bottom. So scroll
Yeah, you
down.
have to
It's like
scroll
load
down
more
a bit.
messages, load more messages, load more messages. Oh wait, until you see.
Kelly says.
Wait, it should be both of them.
It's also gonna miss some because he made a bunch of.
Is there any way to see them intertwined?
You have to scroll down. You have to click scroll down 4 times. Or 5 times, actually.
Wait, really?
Until they're talking to each other.
okay.
Okay.
Did you link me?
Keep clicking. Load more messages. What? I did the one you sent me.
I'm supposed to read from where?
Okay. So you want to go
Dan
9:16
Block me.
and it looks like they start talking to each other at 14:11.
14:11.
And Dan.
The time 14:11.
They're talking ruined my whole Disney trip.
Were they?
Yeah.
But I don't think they're talking at each
Oh,
other.
okay. 14:11. Okay.
Yeah, you see how they're talking to each other at
Right,
14:11.
okay. So 14. Sharing on you is an obligation to society. The one thing that I do appreciate about you is that you're so obsessed and desperate for attention. I can say whatever I want and you'll never block or mute me because you get off on literally any attention. Okay, so Kelly said Forethought, do you comfy cat before that? Okay. Where are we now? I'm just making sure I know who started this conversation. Fuck.
I don't think it matters at this.
Dan is a married man with kids. Dan Saltman?
Okay.
Yeah.
Forethought. So Kelly Jean says, Forethought, I will quite literally never take anything you say seriously. Kelly Boobers, though. Okay. Kelly Jean, so I can just sit and chat and call you a retarded e-girl for eternity. You cried calling me a sexist because I said cosplay girl, lol. I appreciate that you're just a delusional retard, though. It's good.
I thought that they had
So this is Forethought.
Okay.
censored the R slurs.
Uh,
Why is it making you uncomfortable?
And nobody wanted to read this all of a sudden. We all said Game of Thrones, and now let's go through the context before
Dude, this is just gonna be
says that you're
boring. Like, there's
racist.
not going to be anything anything.
No, I
spicy
thought there
and,
was
like-
going to be some Kelly being unhinged that caused you to call her all the shit you said,
No,
right?
I never said that. You retard.
What if?
And why did we? Why we're all like, oh, pull up the logs. Now we're pulling up the logs, and all of a sudden we don't want to read them anymore.
Dan is the queen.
Okay, read them fine.
Dan can't do nothing wrong.
Okay,
Do you get banned from loner boxes community? By the way, I'm just curious.
I can get my mods to send me screenshots if you want.
I know it was Kuma related.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, she did.
You're going to be reading for a while, but go ahead. Have fun.
Okay, so Kelly says, I mean, literally everything you've said today proves you're a Coomer-brained incel. I don't need to make arguments. Forethought says, I'm a Coomer-brained incel. GigaChat, I fucking hate you. GigaChat. Okay, I'm just going to read this quietly so I can see where the actual lines are being crossed.
Wait, no, go up 2 more.
Yeah, just here.
Oh my,
Forethought
no, wait,
says-
just 2 up more. Right
Wait,
way.
don't say
Hold
that.
on, keep
Yeah,
reading
Forethought
up.
says,
Go up.
Kelly Jean, if I jerk off to your e-whore content, do you get off on that or do you get repulsed by that? At this point, I can't even tell. So then Kelly says, I think that's probably the first...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much context here.
I mean, my
Steve.
community is quite sensitive, so like this is like...
This shit is making my skin crawl.
This is probably the...
Yeah, it's not like there's
but
Oh no, the tomfoolery move, not good.
the
I don't know what that
Speaking of Glup Shitto,
is going well, Pepe Laugh.
What does the tomfoolery thing mean?
Well, you're watching it in full time.
I don't know what that means.
It means that you tried to pull a fast one.
Don't get
and,
distracted. Just keep reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep reading. Sorry.
Is motherfucker known for something more than getting banned from Twitch for saying that he supports PDF corn? Is it because that was enough for me, right? That was when I burned the bridge and was like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You are disgusting. You are fucked up. And I am not defending you for being banned on Twitch for saying something that I have no idea why you're fucking saying. Who even says that stuff exactly, Shakespeare?
He says the anti-misogyny arc is going well. Forethought says, Kelly Jean, do you even make that much off your OnlyFans now that there's more competition?
Do people like tomfoolery not realize that some shit just grosses people the fuck out? Like, regardless of how he meant it, right? In fact, that opinion, which I now understand after it was explained to me that he actually meant some sort of a digital amalgamation of CSAM that is produced for harm reduction, I believe is what Mr. Foolery meant. I'm still fucking grossed out. I'm still grossed out. You think that? How do you think that I'm going to get ungrossed out by that, right? Motherfucker got mad at me for not defending him when he got his ass banned by typing that shit in his own Twitch chat.
Do you like one Oiler spoiling you? Do you have one Oiler spoiling you? Kelly says, why?
Oh,
Do
the
you want to
dog
get him
comment.
down?
I forgot.
Kelly says, Forethought says, I hope he asks you to f dogs. You'd probably do it. Kelly says, you'd think Forethought had someone holding a gun to his head to be this demented. Forethought says, I can do this all day. Keep typing. Oh, that's bad if you're American. Oh no. It's okay, she's British, it's not a slur there. Kelly says, Forethought reveals he's into bestiality. What lore drop is next? Forethought says, oh, I forget you can't even be intersex because you've got a broke ass.
Okay, no.
Really bad.
I'm not gonna lie.
Did I miss anything right at the beginning?
And I don't understand, Destiny, why are you okay with this? And if the answer is because Kelly Jean's a fucking asshole, then I'm going to go unhinged on other assholes in DGG. The same way.
Yeah,
What are we looking at? Is Dan the one that's making the most sense in this conversation? What's going on? These people are basically 4chan, I guess.
Can I just say whatever I want about like really shitty people in TGG?
You know, and the worst part about this is because he's the Reddit fucking admin, okay? Any criticism about him, he'll remove. Anything about Kelly Jean, he'll promote. And anyone that like goes and tries to like defend Kelly Jean, he'll remove their fucking comment. He's actually fucking retarded. I don't understand why this moderation is not moderation.
Dan, you can literally Google my username and see threads that are up today that have been.
You removed the thread related to this Forethought.
Oh, did you?
Deleted the.
Can we see that
thread?
The thread on this specifically, I did remove.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, so why?
Because I don't want to
bitch.
Because I don't want to see it in the rest of the community. So
okay, so you're full of shit. Why do you even do this? You just fucking lie.
No,
and I don't know why Steve lets you.
Dan, you said I remove all criticism of me, and I say that's not true. And then
This is like peak fucking Redditor debate bro shit.
Okay.
Technically, I haven't removed all threads. See, there's this one here from 2 years ago. Check and mate.
So someone who's a mod in my community is also in DGG, and she decided to ban Forethought because she said they were being nasty to me in DGG, going through all my socials and saying I'm not a woman, asking me if I have a penis and shit.
Jesus.
Why are we keeping this guy? Make the fucking new mod.
I want to see those
Cyber
logs.
vegan
I have never asked if someone has a penis. I'm absolutely denying that. I've never asked someone if they have a penis. What the
Forethought
fuck?
needs a lawyer.
Tell you what, Steve, I will pay half of the salary. I'll do it. Listen to me. Half the salary of the new mod. I will pay it.
This stuff I've stood behind and said I stand by this 100%. I absolutely do not stand behind that. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay, so I guess just Lonerbox's mods are banning people for fake reasons. That sounds realistic. You heard me, right, Steve? I'll pay half the.
Who is a mod for Lonerbox? Like, I probably know them. I probably know Lonerbox's mods, and they are not. Okay, I shouldn't make that assumption. I actually don't know if I literally don't know who Lonerbox's mods are. I just mean that there's some really toxic people I know from the Lonerbox community. It tends to collect them. And I wouldn't be surprised if anyone or all of those people were mods.
Narwhal _ by super chatted 5.
Oh my gosh.
I sent a message as to what a tomfoolery is.
A message as to what a domfockery is? Yes. We shall call him domfockery. That he shall be known as. Oh my god. Anyway, we gotta end the short stream now. We're gonna raid the shorts into the regular stream, so you're welcome to come along with us. Let me just drop that link in chat in case you want to jump over. The short stream is gonna end. The full screen stream will continue though. And there's the link to it right there. Thank you for the super chat, Narwhal by Nature. I couldn't figure out how to get it up on screen, but I think it's because it's in the different chat, so yeah, there we go. So let's combine the streams now. Shall we? Shall we? All right, streams are combined.